Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2025, and we are one step closer to the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. Now, my friends always ask me, Maura, how does a horse get into the Kentucky Derby? Well, they have to earn the points. And this weekend, we have two Kentucky Derby points races, the Smarty Jones and the Jerome. In this video, I'm going to take you through all 8 horses competing for those Derby points in the Jerome, a mile race at Aqueduct on Saturday. Now, the Jerome is actually one of the more historic graded stakes races in North America. It dates back to 1866 and has seen winners such as Coletown, Kelso, and Bold Ruler, who is Secretariat's sire. So let's look at the 8 horses running in this year's Jerome. Hi, it's Maura from Trifecta and a little bit extra, and I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and great holidays. As always, I give you the stats, you make the picks. Let's look at the number 1 horse, Enduring Spirit. The number 1 horse is Enduring Spirit. He's trained by Jose Jimenez and ridden by Sofia Vives, and he's by Tiz the Law. 5 starts with 1 win, and that win came in 5 furlongs, $120,000 maiden race at Churchill Downs. Gate to wire, impressive win. Then goes into a couple graded stakes races. Goes 6 furlongs at Churchill Downs. Unfortunately, finishes 9th, 26 lengths behind. Then goes to Ellis Park, 7 furlong race, finishes 7th, 28 lengths behind. Then goes down in class into an allowance race at Horseshoe Indy. 6 furlongs, unfortunately fades, finishes 4th. That was 131 days ago, and that's the last time we saw him. Since then, he's got a new trainer and some good workouts, but I think he may just be a click below the other horses in this race. I do hope he outruns his odds, because I follow Sophia's and I think she's a very talented jockey, and I would like to see her do well in this race. The number 2 horse is Mansetti. He's trained by Kevin Attard and will be ridden by Sahin Savache, and together they have an impressive 44% win rate. This horse has been running up at Woodbine on the synthetic. 3 starts, 2 wins. In his very first race, a 6 furlong, $111,000 maiden race, goes right to the lead and wins. He actually dueled the favorite during that race, very hot-paced race, and won. Then he goes into a 7 furlong race, again gets right to the front, but fades badly and finishes last. In his last race, a 6 furlong race, again right to the front, wins. I like the fact that he has early pace, but so do others in this race, including the number 5 horse, Georgia Magic, and the number 6 horse, Cyclone State. Also, I don't like that he doesn't have a win at the longer distances and that he faded so badly in that 7 furlong race. Now, if we look at his sire, Collected does have some graded stakes winners at the longer distances, but they were both fillies, Lemon Muffin and Taxed. He's also going to have to improve his speed to be a threat in this race. The number 3 horse is Ican, and he's trained by Rick Dutrow, who has some really impressive stats at Aqueduct, and will be ridden by Manny Franco. And together, they have a whopping 33% win rate. Now, this horse has 3 starts, 1 win and 1 place. He wins second time out in a $53,000 maiden race at Horseshoe Indy going 5 furlongs. An impressive win by that. He wins by 6. Then goes into an allowance race. This distance, this track, comes in second. Now, he stumbled really badly at the start, but he was able to finish well, and he finished behind the number 6 horse in this race, Cyclone State. If you look at the speed, though, Cyclone State had greater speed in the finish and greater speed overall. So on paper, it does look like Cyclone State is a better competitor than Ican, but I wouldn't count him out with a team of Dutrow and Franco. The number 4 horse is Omaha Omaha. He's trained by Michael Gorham and will be ridden by Raul Mina. He's by Audible. 4 starts, 2 wins, and 1 show. In his last 3 outings, 2 have been at the mile distance, and 1 was a 1 1/16 on a muddy track at Laurel, where he was way back in the back that day, comes roaring in at the end, and wins by over 7. In one of the mile races at Delaware Park, again, he was way back in the back, and it was a soft-paced race. He closed into that soft-paced race and won. Now, we have to ask ourselves, who has he been competing against? Because they may not be of caliber like the horses he's going to see in this race, but his wins have been visually impressive. and he may get a fast pace to run into. The number 5 horse is Georgia Magic. He's trained by Raymond Handel and will be ridden by Romero Morag. One time out, and it was a win at this track. It was a 6 furlong maiden race, and he was a 6-5 favorite that day. He had to battle Math Tutor, but he got the win. Now we look at who did he beat. The horses that came in place and show that day, they actually improved their speed next time out. Now, he's got breeding. He's by Good Magic, and we know Good Magic horses can get the distance. He's going to be carrying less weight. He's got the good breeding, and he's got the win at this track. But he has to step up in class. He has to improve his speed. He's never actually run a route distance, and his trainer has poor stats first time route. The number 6 horse is Cyclone State, and he's trained by Chad Summers, who is on fire here at Aqueduct, and will be ridden by Luis Rivera Jr. He's by Mackenzie. He's one of the more experienced horses in the field with 6 starts, 2 wins, and 1 place. It took him 5 tries to break his maiden, but when he did, it was this distance, this track. Broke really sharply, gets to the lead. Had to duel a bit, but he was very much in hand when he was coming around that turn, and when he did, he opened up and sprinted to the end. Now that effort puts him as one of the top speeds in this race. He then goes into an allowance race, mile race at Aqueduct. Again, gets right to the lead and wins by 2. What I really like is he has a win at this track in this distance, but also he's got early speed and one of the best speeds. The next question is, who has he been competing against? Well, he did run second to Aviator Guy in a mile race, and Aviator Guy went on to place second in the Remsen. He is one of the top competitors in this field. The number 7 horse is Studlydoright, trained by John Robb and ridden by Xavier Perez. He's by Nyquist. He's the most experienced and classiest horse in this field, with 7 starts, 3 wins, and 2 places. He was in the G3 Sanford, where he finished second. He then goes to the G1 Hopeful. He finished a disappointing 7th, but had some excuses during that race, including hitting the gate and getting bumped. He then goes into the G2 Remsen. He was in a really good stalking position in that race, but he faded and finished 4th. Now, the Remsen is a mile and an eighth, and that may have been too much for him. He was in a mile race here at Aqueduct, which he won, and in that race, he was one of the top speeds in this race. So between class and speed, he's a strong competitor in this field. And finally, we have the number 8 horse, McAfee, who's trained by Rick Dutrow, who has a 23% win rate at Aqueduct over the past year and will be ridden by Jose Gomez. He's by Cloud Computing. 2 starts, 1 win, 1 place. Both of those starts were at Churchill Downs. He wins his maiden first time out, $92,000 maiden race going 6 furlongs, and he wins by over 3. Then he goes into a mile race where he places behind Optical. Now, Optical, he's in the Smarty Jones this weekend, another Kentucky Derby points race, and I really like Optical's chances in that race. He's going to have to improve his speed to compete against the number 6 horse, Cyclone State, and the number 7 horse, Studlydoright, but with only 2 starts, lots of upside. Also, he's the half-brother to leading contender for Horse of the Year, Thorpedo Anna. I wish you all good luck in the races this weekend. Leave me a comment. Who do you like in the Jerome or the Smarty Jones? But make sure you sashay away with your money. If you like my channel, like, subscribe, comment. Happy New Year, everyone. Cheers.